Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the best sources of protein for muscle building and overall recovery. Now, as I say with many of these topics, very nuanced, very individualistic, depending on your religion maybe, what your goals are, all that kind of thing. So I'm going to break down what I do personally, just like I do in every video, and what works best for me and how I've got to the position I am physique-wise and why I'm able to train the way I am and train very intensely. The first thing I'm going to go into is eggs. Well, the first source of protein I'm going to go into is eggs. Eggs are nature's multivitamin. They have every vitamin you need apart from vitamin C, which is crazy if you think about it. Now, obviously, it would be kind of absurd to say to you, oh yeah, eat 20 eggs a day. That's not what this video is about. That's just letting you know it's got every single amino acid you need as well. So it's literally the perfect little building block for testosterone production as well through cholesterol production, because cholesterol and testosterone are very linked. Testosterone is derived from cholesterol. So you do benefit a lot from eating a lot of eggs. I tend to have about 6 eggs a day. I'm about 77 kilos, and that hits a nice little 36 to 40 grams of protein. Now, that is essential for me because I find my energy's increased, I find that I lift more, and it's just a really good source of protein, and I love eggs. So I find them tasty. I do them scrambled, I do them poached, I do them fried. There's many different ways you can do them to make them tasty. You can cook them in grass-fed butter, that's also really good. I cook them in olive oil or extra virgin olive oil on a light heat just for my eczema because I tend to react a little bit more with butter, but again, depends on the individual. Number 2 is red meat. Now this is good quality red meat, grass-fed red meat, which the predominance of our UK, if you're in the UK, all of the red meat in the UK is pretty much grass-fed. So we are very fortunate for that. We are fortunate to have beef to be so high quality, whether that be mince, grass-fed steak, meatballs, that kind of thing. It's very good for you. It has creatine, L-carnitine, and it's very bioavailable. All of the animal products, animal proteins are all very bioavailable, good for your gut most of the time, depending on whether it's farmed or not. Farmed is different from wild, and we're going to get onto that a little bit more with fish, but red meat is exceptional for building muscle. It's also good for testosterone because it has saturated fat from the type of cholesterol you get in red meat. Now, don't fear that. Saturated fat in moderation is very good for your hormones. I'm not saying to go eat a stick of butter on its own. I'm saying don't fear saturated fat because it's very good for you in moderation and in the correct amounts. Now that's going to be different for a lot of people. That's going to be different depending on what weight you are, male or female, what your overall needs are as an individual who's training. You're going to be eating more. If you're not training, you're going to be eating less. Now this is more about nutrition, this video, but obviously nutrition and training on this channel kind of coincide with each other. Number 3, I'm going to do a little bit of a wrap up at the end, but I'm going to go through these as quickly as possible. Number 3 is fish, preferably wild. Now I'll say why. A lot of farmed salmon have a lot of toxic chemicals. They have a lot of toxic chemicals that aren't very good for your body. They'll make you bloat, they'll make your stomach cramp. Ideally, you want wild fish. This can be frozen as well. I have a lot of wild salmon that's frozen, and it's very cheap, very convenient. You can get it if you're really on a budget from Aldi or something like that, and it's about £1 a fillet. It's very, very good for you. Those sorts of things have vitamin A, D, E. It's very good for you, salmon. It's very, very good for you. Very underrated form of protein. Another thing is dairy. Now, you will likely have I will likely have some people on this channel who are intolerant to dairy. I'm slightly intolerant to dairy in the sense of my eczema again. I tend to have unpasteurized dairy in the form of cheese. I have tried milk before, raw milk. Didn't work out for me very well, I got quite sick. So do that on your own accounts. Be careful and try to navigate that as best as possible for yourself. Raw cheese from the supermarket, I have no problem with. Really good source of K2, really good source of calcium. That's where I get majority of my calcium from, or pretty much all of my calcium from. Also, it helps more than you realize in terms of your bone density as well. So yeah, it's a very good form of protein. Obviously the fat's quite high, so don't overdo the fat. Just try and regulate it as much as possible, but at the same time, don't fear it. Don't fear fat. You need fat. You need fat for your brain, you need cholesterol for your brain, you need it for your hormones, don't neglect fat. Another thing is if you can tolerate pasteurized dairy, that's absolutely fine. Sometimes it gives some people acne and gut problems. That's more for my side, but if you can tolerate it, it's very, very good for you. Still has the same nutrients and can be really, really good for hitting your protein, whether that be through a yogurt bowl, whether that be through milk, whether that be through cheese, literally anything to do with dairy. So that's also very good for you. Try to time that around your workouts in terms of not having it before, because it can mess up your stomach a little bit. Number 5, I'd say, and I've put this 5 for a reason, chicken. It's the highest form of protein pretty much in all animals. Chicken, you hear a lot of bodybuilders, chicken and rice, that kind of thing. Chicken is very good, it's very tasty. It doesn't have as many micronutrients as red meat, hence I tend to be more biased towards red meat and fish, but it's very high in protein. I would suggest getting a certain type of chicken, especially if you're in the UK. Try to get one that's been on pastures and has been growing up, well, eating worms, eat it in the pastures, moving around. Don't get corn, soy fed in kind of factories and that kind of thing, because that's not going to be as good a quality chicken, and they don't process, they're not like ruminant animals, ruminant meats. Like lamb. Lamb comes under red meat as well, but both of them, beef and lamb, they have multiple stomachs which they're able to process certain toxins out of, and therefore as a result you don't have to worry as much about what they've been eating, although they are, well, they're pretty much all grass fed in the UK. Chicken, corn and soy fed sometimes in the UK, and they don't have multiple stomachs to process, so that quality of protein is going to obviously go into your body, because you are what you eat, you are what they eat as well. So they need to be grown up correctly and eating the right things. Same thing with eggs. Eggs that are organic ideally and have been pasteurized, because again, the quality of the feed absolutely matters in these chickens and things that can't, well, animals that can't process things as well. I'm going to touch on whey protein. Whey protein is a nuanced one, as I said at the beginning. I think it depends on the brand. I think a grass-fed whey isolate protein with nothing else in can be good for hitting your protein. Would I recommend it on a daily basis? No, I think it should be used as a supplement. It shouldn't be used as, oh, that's my meal today. I don't believe in that. It's not natural food. I'm a very natural orientated person, and it kind of comes under my niche or branding. You want to avoid the ones with fillers, artificial ingredients, extra ingredients that you don't want in there. So be careful to just look on the back of these things. Another thing would be sugar on chicken. There's a lot of brown sugar in store-bought chickens nowadays. So just be careful, be mindful, look on the back of the ingredients, and just do your research. Do a little bit more thorough checking when you go around the supermarket. I know it's a bit of a pain, but you will feel better in the end for it, so you will be winning essentially. It just takes a little bit extra of your time. Check where you're getting it sourced from, and that is how to get the highest quality protein possible to fuel your workouts. And ultimately, I listed them in that order because of the micronutrients within them. The micronutrients I talked heavily about in eggs, but also a bit in red meat. Is very high in zinc and iron and that kind of thing. It's not as high in chicken. Now, it will be higher in the darker parts of the chicken, but I've specifically ranked those in order of micronutrients. And I believe that you can still range around with those things. You can still pick what you'd like to pick over time, but I believe that order is the most elite order in terms of benefit for your body's health. And also muscle building. But also you can use chicken to muscle build, you just won't have as many micronutrients that you can get for a separate meal. So it's all about how you arrange it, how you structure your meals, and structuring habits through sustainable methods is the way forward, and that's what I preach on this channel. That's what my kind of niche is, and I believe in that heavily. So yeah, I hope you guys have all enjoyed. Hope you've all got a lot of value from this, and I shall see you later.